Hello, if you found this video, you are researching the meaning of the omen breaking glass. So I'm going to jump right on into it. Let me just let you know that I have been coming out of my comfort zone because I'm very observant and hypersensitive, and I am experiencing increase of the awareness of auspicious signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, and things like that. And I feel like I am being called into action. And breaking glass has started for me somewhere in or around, because I didn't write it down, back in 2020 or 2021, and I broke so much glass it was creepy. I knew it was like, this is an attention getter, and it did get me. It did get my attention. And when I researched it, it said that it's different across cultures, but overall, I from what I felt at the time and what I read about, majority of it indicated like a positive influence with breaking glass, which was like, having a breakthrough, shattering expectations, shattering one's ego. People break glass at weddings and things like that for new beginnings and prosperity and luck. And I feel like all of that is intertwined. Like, I initially made this video and then I had to go back because I left out some important things. So when I broke glass at my mom's house, I broke glass in my house. I broke glass in the store. I never, like, I was so nervous when I dropped the candle, trying to smell it and after getting the lid off and trying to smell it. And I was like, oh my God, I've never done stuff like that. And that one had really got me, along with some other random glass dropping from my own hands. And I can say that my attention to my spending habits have changed years later, because we're now in 2023, and my attention to spending habits and my finances have been given a shakedown or a breakthrough. It went from bad to good, right? Because I had to go through it to for my attitude to change, to want to take the necessary action to head in the right direction. Okay. Now, when they talk about shattering one's ego and things like that, or like new beginnings and transitions, it for me, I'm now sharing my experiences and opening myself up to sharing my story, which a lot of things I kept hidden. Also, like with my talents, I produced the album this year, and I stepped completely out of my comfort zone. And in order for me to come forward with my gifts and my talents, I had to shatter my own ego and you know ideas and beliefs about myself. And what that looked like was saying, you know what, I don't care what anybody else thinks. That's not easy, especially when you're like a person who is very critical, harshly critical of yourself. And I can get into the astrology thing. I'm a Capricorn. Like, I my standards and my criticism is insanely uh serious and tough on myself. Like, it's a lot. But the breaking the glass, like, one of the last times this year, I broke glass. I bumped into it coming home from having a night out with family, and chilling, tipsy, under the influence. But there's a strain in my relationship. It's I love saying elephant in the room. And I bumped it, and from all the number of times that I have dropped or knocked over or did something with glass, I was instantly like, it kind of killed my buzz a little bit because I knew it was supposed to get my attention, and it did. And like I said, context matters. Me and my partner, we're both in the room. We're in the living room. This particular vase breaks, and it changed the decor of the room, and it made it odd because the vase was in a set of two. That's how I purchased it, like to complement, both sides of like the entertainment system, and it just it looked completely awkward and out of order. Just something was off about it. And that was one of the things that I noticed in the moment. I didn't like it. And it could be possible that it also was a symbol of imperfections. Not just the glass breaking itself, but like it could have just been a omen also in that context, like the imperfections of the relationship, having that breakthrough of realizing like, no relationship is perfect, no one is perfect. It's a part of life. And like one of the things also too, looking back, because this was a few months ago, currently like I've been having a few blowouts, which is not actually common in my relationship. Like it's actually too peaceful, surprisingly. But there has been a itty bit of turmoil, and I'm really the one who is the mover and shaker when it comes to addressing things. And anybody who can relate to this, if you're a person who is very outspoken, a lot of times you could be labeled as being the aggressor. And that too could have been what part of the breaking glass was about. And that, because you have to overcome and have a breakthrough on people's opinion of you, right? You could be shattering your own image. Okay. And that, all of that, my image, my reputation, like, you know, I wasn't what I seemed anymore in that moment. It was like, look, if I'm the one who's being the mover and the shaker, and I'm getting a negative label put on me for it, in that moment, I stopped caring about that. Like I was really willing to go hard to address the issue. And I addressed that part like, hey, I'm speaking up or whatever. And if this is how it's going to be, then it's a deal breaker because this is something I'm going to do. And when I'm tired of doing it, it's dead and it's done. There's no more fight left in me. So, and that's usually how a lot of my relationships wane. I really don't want to have blowouts and blow ups with people who clearly know what they're doing and they're committed to what they're doing. And it's like, if you're going to be committed to your BS, then you know what I mean? If that's what you subscribe, if that's what you're going to subscribe to, I have my standards, my values and morals that I subscribe to, and they are deal breakers for me. So yeah, I stopped caring in that, right? Like I said, I stepped out of my comfort zone. I'm now recording myself more, and just building myself up and chasing my dreams. So there's a lot of beautiful things that happen since that 2020 2021 time and up to now, currently 2023. And no glass has broken recently, but I hope that you find this video helpful as I'm charting my journey with the start of recording my music and continuing to songwrite. And I'm sharing more of my synchronicities from angel numbers to omens. I just really opened up. So I'm going to be expanding on more topics. And I don't feel like when I take afternoon naps and I wake up and I'm stuck being up in the AM, I feel like it's for a reason. A lot of times when I'm up in the AM, I get downloads and I have higher meditation, and I may dream too. I have very important messages find me at different times of the day. It doesn't have to necessarily be in the AM hours, the early AM, after midnight. But yeah, so more to come, to be continued.